Buffer my muffin. Ready?
I'm Rob Chapman.
It's not that loud in here, is it?
That's it's actually blisteringly loud because Christmas!
Oh, right.
Wait, do you think Rabia configured the microphones for Christmas?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he did. Noddy.
Probably not.
Right.
It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas time.
There's no need
to be afraid. Maybe there is this year.
Maybe there is, yeah, absolutely.
Because these guitars will destroy your wallet.
So, it's December 2015 and
the new Star Wars film is out.
Oh,
as you can
premiere
see,
was today, I
the
think,
Millennium
wasn't it? Or
Yamaha.
the REVSTAR.
It's almost as if I primed that gag purely because that was the name.
Stand by you. So Yamaha, you guys know Yamaha. You know Yamaha.
I know Yamaha.
They've been making musical instruments for hundreds of years.
For all the boys and girls, and they have a little
and-
place in the North Pole,
Yeah.
and the boss of Yamaha wears a red suit.
What would you say is Yamaha's kind of most iconic electric guitar ever? SG-2000?
It's gotta be
Carlos
the
Santana
Pacifica.
type thing? You think Pacifica?
Because that's what everybody grew up on.
No, I think you've got to go back. I think you've got to go back SG-2000 when there was that sort of migration in the 70s from everyone playing Gibson over to everybody going, "What's this thing?" And people, you know, entire like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not a lot of people know this. Most of his bodybuilding came from just playing a Yamaha SG-2000 because the thing was like, didn't it have some sort of like brass concrete style thing
guitar
that just literally lived underneath? Anyway. You
know what? One of the first guitars I ever bought was the Yamaha. It was
Which one?
bright yellow, surprisingly enough.
Really?
And it had a whammy bar that was really different looking,
Yeah.
but a bit like a Floyd.
I know that one.
And it had a black headstock.
RGZ or RGX?
Is that what it was?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I love that
We
guitar
love that
so
guitar.
much. It felt like Christmas in my hands.
Look, I like this. So, what I quite like about this is a new range from Yamaha. You can see them scattered around us on the floor, and we'll play a few of these. This is called REVSTAR. And what I kind of like about this is Yamaha have gone, you know what? I don't think the right thing to do when you're going to design a new range of guitars is to try and reinvent the wheel. I don't think the
wheel already works.
The wheel works, doesn't it? We know that if you use wood, crazy, and metal, and this sort of shape,
Or
and
cardboard,
scale lengths, and this sort of technology, yeah, or cardboard, you can make a great sounding guitar. So, and that's kind of, so Yamaha have spent the last 4 years going, okay, fine, let's not try and reinvent the wheel, but how can we make these guitars just about the coolest guitars that we've ever made before? And so they really have just worked with, you know, design agencies and people involved in making cars and motorbikes and Japanese culture and pop culture and all that kind of stuff.
Polar
and
bears.
And polar bears, mainly polar bears.
Yes.
They've brought all that in, but not whales, because obviously they kill those in Japan.
That wouldn't...
Jesus Christ. Well, they've just started doing it again. I'm just going to shout it out. Stop killing whales. So unnecessary. Anyway.
You know what was really impressive to me?
What?
Was that, I mean, I don't know how many stars they crushed to combine the atomic force to make this glow so beautifully yellow. It
does glow.
But they really did a great
does glow.
job. And also, this is the most affordable of the line.
It is.
But, and I'm just going to say, it feels incredible in my little tiny paw.
So this is an RS 320.
Yellow neck.
The base model comes in 3 different colours, which I'm sure Rory will put on the screen for you now. And it is made of a sort of a mahogany alternative called NATO. It's solid wood, no maple top on this guitar. Ceramic pups, your sort of basic Tone Pro kind of hardware.
Look on the back, it says, help, buy me.
It has an unfortunate serial number.
Help. It was made in Indonesia. That's a good thing. Indonesia's making some great guitars recently.
3-way switch. We'll have a 3-way. And highly affordable. So if you like your guitars coming in at around about the 280 mark, this is what you're going to get, basically.
And so we thought we'd put it through a really affordable rig.
Yeah, so we've chosen an £8,000 guitar amplifier.
Because I've missed you and I haven't played that for about for a month.
Sounds awesome. I think what we'll do actually is we'll let Rob do the demo on this one as well. So,
Why?
if your budget allows you to stretch a little bit further, not a lot further, in fact, let me just listen for the price monkey in the background. He can't remember.
Wait,
the price
monkey's going to go.
Let me tell you about this guitar whilst the price monkey looks it up. So this is called an RS 420, and all we're really getting on here now is a maple top. This does actually feel a little heavier, to be honest with you. And when I questioned why does this feel a little heavier than this one, because they're both made of NATO, it's because this one's got the maple cap on it, and it is adding a little bit of weight. Not uncomfortable, but a little bit of weight. Different pickups, so we now have the Alnico humbuckers on here.
Woo!
And, which is kind of cool, which I'll demonstrate for you on one of the other guitars, I think, because we have a prototype here where this actually isn't working. But what's kind of cool is rather than doing a coil tap or coil split, which, you know, you guys will argue till the cows come home about what guitars have what, this actually just has, it's just a sort of capacitor in here that sort of rolls off some of the output and some of the high frequency. So if you like, it's like well, it's not really it's like an emulator. But anyway, we'll do it on another guitar where the
Can we
thing
say
actually works.
some of the nicest, smoothest, most lovely knobs I've ever had the privilege of fingering?
Shall I? Well, I'll just give you the quick run
Wait,
through.
I think Thinky Monkey has come back and returned with
Price Monkey. Huh? £360. So about £80 dearer than that one by the things.
So this one is less than £300?
Yeah, £280.
Woo!
So
it
basically works, is what we're saying. It's just great sounding guitar. So that's the 420. And we can go up. So hang on, let's just stand by and fast forward the camera a second. Cool. So look, we've now moved up to the 500 series, and we're beginning to see some of the hardware that Yamaha have custom made for this series, rather than bringing in the sort of the Tone Pro's standard hardware. Oh, I love the look of this guitar. It's got a shield.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of a taunt. I'm a big taunt fan. I tend to throw up taunts initially and then run in with, I'm using a warlock obviously, and then I use all sorts of spells to resist people, eventually bringing in my higher power characters once I've shielded with the taunts.
It reminds me of just the sort of shield that a medieval knight would wear, but I'm sure Rob's explanation was far more interesting.
You're not a Hearthstone fan, are you? That's what that is.
P90s on both.
Jingle bells.
Now, my guitar has the finish that all music stores will hate.
It's the Chris Cornell finish.
Because basically what Yamaha have done is they've done some sort of wire-wooled
magic.
Sort of satin finish.
That's baby polar bears. They hold them by the legs and they just buff really vigorously.
Right.
Really vigorously.
And but what it does mean is that once you've touched this guitar, it will forever look like it's been touched. So if you want one of these guitars that has never been, that's going to be utterly clean and immaculate, you need to make sure that the shop you buy it from supplies you a boxed, never opened one before. But half of me thinks that's a bit pointless, because the very first time that you pick it up, you will just put your own finger marks on it. Rob's is in a more sort of, fingerprint-friendly gloss finish. I love this colour.
It's way more green.
I love this colour.
It's very nice. And I like the shield. Big fan.
I love it too. And I believe our dry switches, which is what I'm reliably confirmed they're called, work on these guitars, so we can show you kind of what they'll do.
That's a reaffirmingly tough
clunk.
Clunk.
Is it like an Audi door when you just go clunk?
It's like an Audi door.
Clunk.
I've never owned an Audi, so I don't really know.
Trick at the end there with the old E behind the nut.
I learned that from Phil X, I can't lie. It's not my trick at all.
So my guitar's probably not going to sound massively different, although of course it will sound massively different because of the amp I'm using it with. And I've got this kind of really cool wraparound tailpiece, but where I can still adjust the intonation of each string.
It looks like something H.R. Geiger would have invented.
It does, doesn't it? It does indeed. Oh,
like horrendous human suffering through alien invasion.
Yeah, we love a bit of that.
I pointed out to our friendly helping monkey something earlier, which is that all the Yamahas come with the little throwing staff and Kroll on the headstock as well, which is also really, really cool.
I'm sorry.
If you're a Kroll fan.
I need a piss. Okay, I'm in. Is now a good time for me to resume?
Sure, go ahead. Sounds having a tea break while you do your thing.
Are we all rolling, Rabir?
Yeah, we haven't stopped.
Okay, so let's give you some tones on this beastie here. Are we still NATO bodies, or have we gone mahogany now?
Mahogany.
Mahogany. Mahogany, mahogany. Mahogany, mahogany.
Mahogany, mahogany.
See what the dry switch does there, look. Thins it out a tiny bit, adds a bit of brightness, not massively.
Like a Japanese martini.
It's more obvious when you play individual strings.
I really enjoyed that.
And of course with some drive, although I guess if you're going for a P90 guitar, you're probably not going to be buying this if you want to play like really dirty stuff, but... I don't know, sounds alright to me.
Sounds great to me, Lee.
I've broken it. Yeah!
I did that classic man mistake of putting my plectrum in my pocket along with my keys and all my change. So when I went to get a plectrum, I got keys. First world problem.
First world problem.
I didn't pull the plug on mine.
Well, pull the plug.
I better
pull the plug, baby.
So.
Oh, and I tell you what, I forgot to tell them as well. These, if you want these, range anything from about, I think this one is around about the 420. No, this one is about 420 and this one's about 500. Or is it this one? No, this one is about 420. I can see the price monkey literally going
430.
in the background.
435.
430,
£500?
£500.
Does feel like there's slightly more compressed Christmas joy in this guitar, so that makes
about £70 worth of Christmas joy.
Here's without the.
A hit on your hands there, isn't it? That could catch on.
That's right. I might call it Pringle Smells. I'm going to call it Pringle Smells in honour of my Soundtech Pringle. My Soundtech is called Pringle too.
Really?
Because he's addicted to Pringles. Let me tell you a very short tour anecdote.
Do it.
His name's James. Hey James.
Put myself on standby though, because otherwise we get a tour anecdote with Buzz in the background.
James is addicted to Pringles, and one day.
That's
right. It's a nice, warm, reassuring Marshall buzz. Pringle sat in the back of our tour van and ate about 2.5 tubes of Pringles and then fell asleep like this. And when he came to, he had like a face of desiccation. Like it was just pure dehydration. His lips were sunk into his skull. And he's like, oh,
he looked like something out of Raiders of the Lost Ark right at the
end. Yeah. It just looked and required lots of liquid to sort them out.
Do you want an anecdote from me?
Yes.
I went to a YouTube networking event recently.
Did you?
Yeah, it was for all the channels that had just hit 100,000 subscribers. Which
that's nice.
So I went there, and there's all these people mingling and talking, and I'm talking to a couple of guys that do their own music on YouTube, and a woman that does these like children's channel and everything like that. It's really nice. And then it gets this. There's this one guy standing with us who probably will watch this because everyone has to share with him. There's one guy standing with us who literally. He's very quiet. He had a cap on, and if I'm completely honest, he did look like a serial murderer. But he had this hat, and so it was like, so what do you do on your YouTube channel? And he goes, I do Adolf Hitler parodies. And I'm not kidding you. It was like the whole group sort of just went. And he was just sort of left standing there, probably.
How long do you think we're going to spend on this video?
Adolf Hitler parody.
Do you reckon we could do the whole day on this video?
We probably could, couldn't we?
Let's just do Yamaha.
Let's just do the final 2 guitars because,
right,
like you say,
I'll have that Slash one then. filled me with Christmas joy.
It did. It was a bit melancholy, that one, wasn't it? But you know,
that was kind of like the little boy didn't get any toys.
Didn't get any toys.
In Trowbridge, maybe Wiltshire. Maybe his name's Rob.
Maybe his name's Rob.
Maybe that's the story. I don't know.
Maybe it's the story. So we move on. 600 series and 700 series. See what Yamaha are doing there? The number gets bigger as the guitar gets better.
Pretty, isn't it?
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look massively different to the one below it. So let's ask the price monkey why it's different. Oh, because it's got humbuckers.
Price monkey, give us knowledge!
It's got humbuckers. So you've still got the wraparound, but you've got humbuckers now. Morse code button. Nicer inlays. Oh yeah, split
Morse
inlays.
code button.
Kind of
What I'm enjoying about this, actually the whole series, is that although they clearly stray from the beaten path of everyday guitars, they still have inherently within them something that you recognise and fondly feel is associated with something you would have liked before.
Yeah.
Here's a different kind of thing, the heel joint.
Ooh.
I like that. Slightly different shape, a little bit more ergonomic.
Yeah.
And a nice interesting shape. The neck feel is kind of just a familiar kind of feel, but slightly thinner than you used to, maybe, for this kind of a vibe. And they rock. That's
what I like. You see, I don't think Yamaha have... So many brands of guitar kind of go, right, we're going to do a new range of guitars. How can we reinvent... Let's... I mean, there's very, very few instances of where that's ever successful. I suppose something perhaps like, Line 6 Variax maybe is a good example of an approach to go, let's completely reinvent how an electric guitar works. And they kind of carved out a little niche where for some people that's kind of cool. But I would say most of the time when people try and just design they reinvent the guitar, they fail normally. Yeah, it's like, you send it going, people go, I don't want that, So I quite like the fact that they've really just sort of spent most of the effort, if you like, on all the sort of largely superficial things, like let's just try and make it look cool, which, let's be honest with you, is pretty much the most important thing for all of us when it comes to buying a guitar. So I've got a 720B, B for Bigsby, which I'm reliably informed is on the sort of the dearer of these guitars. It's the only kind of element of the hardware that Yamaha don't make themselves. So this is just a genuine old Bigsby. And I've got more kind of Filtertron-y looking pickups on here. So a little bit different sounding maybe to the humbuckers you've heard before. Especially as the tone was rolled all the way down. I'm going to say probably not sounding terribly Filtertron-y, just sounding maybe like sweeter and maybe like cleaner.
Try it there.
Cleaner than the humbuckers, maybe a little bit lower output. Nice spanky top end. Maybe they are Filtertron-y. I've got locking machine heads, which is a nice cool feature on this guitar. Why isn't there a band called Locking Machine? Well, there is Machine Head, isn't there? Maybe if there was a cover, like a tribute version to Machine Head, they'd just be called Locking Machine Head. That would be cool. We should start it. I've never heard any of their songs. Might not be my thing at all, but...
hey man, we already have a band.
We do.
In fact, we kind of have two bands.
We kind of probably have a different band every time we meet. Mahogany guitar, and apparently the monkey, you probably just heard him, said, Dry Switch sounds great on this. Hang on, I'm playing the default Bigsby tune.
That ruined him.
And let's see what it sounds like with some grunt. Now it sounds more Gretschy, Filtertron-y, I think.
Also, Filtertron's a great name for a band, but maybe like a steampunk ambient tech band.
That would be, you'd be Phil McCracken and Filtertron. They'd be the two lead guitarists, wouldn't they?
It's got that freshly been in the back of a car for hours sound.
Do you know what? Again, just to sort of recap some of the sort of the stuff on here that if you guys are thinking, oh, I wonder if I'll like the feel of those. They are kind of Gibson-y kind of neck profiles, maybe just a smidgen wider, but very much that sort of 60s kind of profile neck on here. Similar kind of weight to a Les Paul as well, nicely balanced. So I kind of think this is, you know, any of you guys that like kind of the perhaps Epiphone or some of the PRS SE series or guitars of that ilk, I think you're going to be very sort of comfortable and at home with these kind of things. Well worth a look.
My favourite one.
Well, there's one more. There's one more.
Yeah, but I know, but I've played them all.
Okay. Which one's your favourite?
This one.
You just going raw, basic. It's just the colour, isn't it?
No, there's something about the feel. I don't know what it is. There's something about the feel of this one that I just really, really, really enjoy. It happens to be the most affordable.
Yeah.
So I'm not just saying that because anyone's told me to. I just really, really like the feel of it. And I wasn't expecting to.
I've got to be honest with you. The utterly vain side of me that controls all of my guitar purchases would make that one actually my least favourite, just because I absolutely love the ones that look a bit different. So I like this one a lot. And I love
the look of that.
I like this one, and I like this one. In fact,
if that had a hardtail and no bigs, I'd be all over that.
You know what I'm drawn to, and I'm going to hate myself for saying this. I am actually really drawn to this flat kind of wire wool kind of finish. I think it looks absolutely mint.
It looks rich.
And as a player, I would love it all greased up and wrecked in my own fingerprints. As a guitar shop owner, I just know it's going to be a nightmare hanging these on the wall and having customers going, I'd like to buy this guitar, but it's got 75 children's fingerprints all over it. And so, you know, I don't want that one. So, you know, that'll be a challenge for us all.
Challenge.
But other, you know, that aside, I'm excited. I can't wait to get these in store.
So there's one more then. Oh my god. Oh, it's negotiating. This is quite terrific.
Go on, do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you, man. Oh, that looks nice. I haven't seen that one. All sorts of
fit.
That's got Paul Hindmarsh on it.
Paul Hindmarsh.
Paul Hindmarsh. Well, that'll make it sound better.
I suddenly feel way more masculine.
Ah, you've got some sort of anodized pick guard. I love it. Right.
Do you know how I know Paul Hindmarsh has been playing this guitar?
How?
It's got tens on it, and the action has been raised up to a godly position where only someone like Hindmarsh.
Because he's a man, isn't he?
He is a man. And he's a man, and he plays things.
Before Rob, we'll probably just fade out on this wonderful piece of playing that Rob's about to do, but this is called an RS7 something or other.
Robert Sutherland Chapman.
820 CR.
Oh, RS820.
Oh, by the way, can I just interject this small, tiny thing? There was recently, a few days ago, someone did a review of a Dorje gig on tour, which was very nice of them, and I really appreciated it. In fact, it was a great review. And it was really cool to hear about the two bands I'd been in previously from the 70s when I was born in 1955.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good research.
Because on Wikipedia you are about 65 years old, aren't you?
Great research. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Wikipedia, everything's right on Wikipedia.
I was born in 1975.
Yeah.
I am 40. I am Robert Sutherland Chapman. I am not the other Rob Chapman.
What, the Radio 5 Live
presenter? Born in
presenter.
1950 and was in punk bands.
Anyway,
I just thought I'd put that out there.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
Do your research. Because because we always do our research about guitars.
We know everything about everything we do before.
So this is the dearest one. Largely, I think a big part of the premium you're paying on this is because the finish is expensive to do.
That's because Paul Hindmarsh has touched it.
Plate, well, that's a big part too. But it certainly looks badass. And again, actually, hopefully what Rory has done throughout this entire video is put all the different colour choices for each model as we've gone through them, because I think there are a few. Anyway, let's play out with the wonderful Yamaha REVSTAR series guitars, which you can find out about at Andertons, and I will put a link in the description below. But for now...
favourite chord of all time, Lee.
That's it. Although we didn't say goodbye, but we sort of said
Bye! Bye! Christmas! Christmas!
here.
Woo!
He's on both.
Jingle bells,
No.
jingle bells,
No.
jingle be them all. Wait.
It's Christmas, baby. It's all British.